The old farmer Guðjo with the beard, he looked like Moses. He was a great friend of mine. And sometimes photographs becomes iconic photographs. You never know when it will happen. And everybody's trying to get something iconic. You know, photographers all around the world are trying to get something that will live or will be their trademark or something like that. And I sometimes compare music and photographs together, and if this was a song that I had written, it would be my Yesterday. But you want to continue and write Let It Be and Here Comes the Sun, you know, and go further on. That photograph of the old man with the beard, Guðjo, was my turning point, because you live on an island, and I was a bit like Robinson Crusoe. Nobody knew who you were, and nobody cared at all, actually. But when this photograph popped up, suddenly something changed. It was like I've written a great song or something. And it opened doors for me to the world, kind of. That particular photograph was taken on my fourth trip to him. When I first saw him, he was not everybody's. You know, he opened the door when I knocked on his door, and he just, "What do you want?" And I saw in his eyes he was a good man. And I said, "I wanted to photograph you when you hand milk your cows, because there's no electricity. There was a storm, so they had to hand milk the cows." And I got the permission to do that, and we became quite good friends, because always when I was driving past his house, it's about 200 kilometers from Reykjavik, then I stopped by and said hi. And in the end, on the fourth trip, I walked the beach with him. It was a moody day, and there was strong waves, and he was looking for the mink who was killing the birds, the eider ducks, and he was quite angry at him, and his face showed a little bit. It was like you're looking back in time. You see a whole nation in one face, kind of, and the Vikings are there too. And I was wearing that little camera and walking with him, and he wasn't aware of me taking pictures. So suddenly the moment hit. I was hoping for the waves to hit the rocks, and everything came together in a moment, and I snapped the pictures. And after that, I found that you have it. And when I printed that one in the darkroom, and then I've been there quite many times after that, I hardly took a picture of him, because I had it already. You can't top Yesterday by trying to write another Yesterday.